Since it was first launched in the UK in 1984, 5.4 million SEAT Ibizas have found homes around the world, and it's the Spanish brand's biggest-selling model. Enter the fifth-generation SEAT Ibiza, based on the VW Group's sole new small car platform called MQB-A0, which will also underpin new versions of the Volkswagen Polo and Audi A1, as well as the SEAT Ronda crossover. Rivals for the new Ibiza are many, including the usual suspects in the form of the Ford Fiesta and Vauxhall Corsa, as well as Peugeot 208, Renault Clio and Skoda Fabia. Youthful style but still practical SEAT customers are overwhelmingly younger than other supermini buyers, by about 10 years according to the brand, and it's easy to see why with sharp design, neat proportions and eye-catching design details. The Ibiza looks like a shrunken Leon, and that's certainly no bad thing, with sharp creases around its bodywork and distinctive LED lights featuring on some models. We think it's one of the finest looking superminis out there. That doesn't mean practicality has been ignored, quite the opposite. This 5th-gen Ibiza is now only available in a 5-door body style. Demand has fallen for 3-door superminis, so the Ibiza SC has been dropped from the range. It's the same story for small estate cars. The SD estate has gone in favor of the Arona. In fact, this Ibiza is 2 mm shorter than the car it has replaced, but seat boasts it has more interior space and boot room than ever thanks to a 60 mm increase in the wheelbase. This translates to enough space for 4 adults to fit comfortably, as well as their luggage in a boot that's 63 litres larger than it was previously. The interior design is more restrained than the outside, but it's functional and very easy to get used to even after a short period of time spent behind the wheel. Interior quality trails some of its rivals, but it feels like it'll last, plus it comes with a host of equipment that will appeal to those who love gadgets. Frugal engine range buyers are well catered for in terms of engines, with familiar 1.0-litre 3-cylinder units available in a choice of 75, 95 and 115 horsepower forms. The latter two are turbocharged, while a hotter 150 horsepower 1.5-litre TSI petrol is also available. Strong economy is par for the course with all models returning over 50 miles per gallon, with low CO2 emissions across the board. Diesels will be available further down the line, which will no doubt appeal to company car drivers or those traveling longer distances on a regular basis. For most though, petrol power will be in favor, especially around town. They're nippy and frugal, yet also refined, with slick manual gearboxes standard on all models, with a DSG automatic available on the 115 horsepower 1.0 DSI. On the move, the Ibiza manages to blend driving fun and comfort very well indeed. It's as at home on a tight, twisty road as it is in the outside lane of the motorway. Comprehensive trim lineup of familiar set of models make up the Ibiza range, kicking off with S and moving up through say, the expected bestseller, sporty FR and more luxurious excellence at the top of the range. All models come with a generous amount of equipment, although S will be a bit too sparse for some, and SEAT launched the Ibiza with some attractive finance deals to entice customers, including a free insurance offer on some models. While say spec will be a bulk seller, FR trim is particularly attractive with more aggressive looks that suit the Ibiza's youthful character. The verdict: the SEAT Ibiza has grown up. It looks fantastic, has a well-specified interior with genuine space for 4, plus a comprehensive selection of frugal yet nippy engines to choose from. What's more, it's keenly priced and offers one of the best drives in the supermini class. No longer does the Ford Fiesta have it sewn up. Read on for the full SEAT Ibiza review to see how it matches up to the class leader. 3 1.0 litres petrols power most of Ibiza range. Warm 1.5 TSI Evo available in FR. Frugal diesel comes later. SEAT Ibiza performance is provided by a number of petrol engine options, with diesel coming further down the line. Kicking the Ibiza petrol engine range off is a 1.0-litre 3-cylinder pushing out 75 horsepower and 95 Nm of torque. It's the same engine you'll find in the smaller Mercedes car. It's likely to be favored by those who rarely venture out of town. It goes from 0 to 62 miles per hour in a leisurely 14.7 seconds, and comes with a 5-speed manual gearbox. Top speed is rated at 104 miles per hour, providing more power and performance, and expected to be the most popular engine, is a turbocharged 1.0-litre TSI with 95 horsepower. Torque is rated at 175 Nm, which is a noticeable leap over the non-turbo 1.0 MPI 75. This engine is a punchy performer, with an eager response from the throttle and very smooth power delivery. It's capable of reaching 62 miles per hour from a standstill in 10.9 seconds, and works really well with the slick shifting 5-speed manual gearbox. It's more than comfortable on the motorway, and will even pull well up slight gradients without the need to change down a couple of gears. If you find yourself on a de-restricted German autobahn, it'll go on to a top speed of 113 miles per hour. If you want something with a bit more poke, there's a 115 horsepower of the same 1.0 TSI unit. This one is capable of completing the 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint in 9.3 seconds, and will reach a top speed of 121 miles per hour. It's a great option for those regularly driving on the motorway, as it comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox instead of the usual 5. In practice, it doesn't feel massively quicker than the 95 horsepower engine, though, but a lot of that comes down to how refined the engines are. You don't notice because it's so quiet. It picks up quickly and responsively, though, and easily keeps up with faster moving traffic, thanks to 200 Newton-meters of torque available from 2,000 to 3,500 revolutions per minute. Gearbox options: all Ibizas come with a manual gearbox as standard, and, whether it's a 5 or 6-speed transmission, it's a joy to use. The throw of the gear lever is nicely weighted and doesn't feel overly light like many superminis have a tendency to, plus it folds easily to hand. It's one of the sweetest manual gearboxes you'll find in this segment, with a slick and precise action that doesn't feel like a chore to use. A dual-clutch DSG automatic is available on the 115 horsepower 1.0 TSI, which we're yet to sample. If it's like every other car using this gearbox, it's used throughout the VW Group, then it'll likely be smooth and responsive and well matched to the higher-powered petrol engine. Can I buy diesel SEAT Ibiza? Yes, but not just yet. What we do know, though, is that there will be a choice of 1.6-litre TDI diesels with either 80 or 95 horsepower. It's likely a 5-speed manual gearbox will feature on both, with a DSG option on the more powerful diesel. Which is best? So far, we've driven the two 1.0-litre TSI petrols, and both are very strong and willing performers. The 95 horsepower will suit most buyers, as it's just at home on the motorway as it is zipping around town. The 115 horsepower model is excellent though, and is the choice of the two if you spend a lot of time on dual carriageways and motorways. You'll appreciate the 6th gear, allowing the Ibiza to settle down at higher speeds. Even so, the 95 horsepower far from struggles and is really vocal, plus it's available across more of the range than the FR-only 1.0 TSI 115. Feels like a grown-up car. Excellent ride, but still fun. Steering is well weighted. With the new Ford Fiesta recently launched, the Ibiza has a fight on its hands, as the car from the Blue Oval is incredibly accomplished when it comes to providing a fun drive that's also compliant and relaxed when you want it to be. The Ibiza does an excellent job though, and feels quite similar to the Fiesta when it comes to offering impressive ride comfort and tidy handling. Through a series of bends, the Ibiza feels composed with tight body control and well-weighted steering, providing enough feedback for the driver to know what's going on beneath them. The steering isn't quite as communicative as a Fiesta, nor as quick to react to inputs, but this translates to a less frantic, more planted feel on the road, which will likely appeal to those looking for something with a bit more balance. Selectable drive modes alter steering feedback and throttle response on FR models, switchable between comfort, eco, sport and individual modes. What's it like in town? In reality, more Ibiza owners are going to be concerned with how easy it is to maneuver in town than how much fun you can have a twisty country road, and the good news is its compact dimensions lend it to very stress-free urban driving. Visibility is good, and the steering is light enough to maneuver in and out of tight spaces with ease, while optional extras such as parking sensors and cameras will help this even further. What about sportier FR models? If you specify a sportier-looking Ibiza FR, sports suspension and larger 17-inch alloy wheels come as standard, with 18-inch wheels available at extra cost. This makes the Ibiza even sharper, allowing for a sporty, involving drive that feels more akin to a Fiesta than regular Ibizas. The upside is that there isn't a huge compromise in terms of ride quality, either. It still offers a well-balanced ride overall, just with slightly tauter control when you're driving that little bit more enthusiastically. Dashboard is simple and user-friendly. Infotainment is excellent quality, trails its rivals in places. Jump into the driver's seat of the Ibiza and you notice how much more restrained it is than its exterior styling. That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because it means it's simple and easy to get comfortable, while all of the controls are well-sighted and stress-free to use. There is plenty of adjustment in the seat and steering wheel, and all seats are supportive and comfortable, particularly those found in FR spec models. What surprised us was just how much thigh support there was, which is often a niggle of smaller cars with smaller seats. Simple interior design, but it's easy to use. There's a full-width piece of trim across the dashboard which aims to add some interest, but it's only on higher spec models where this features plusher-looking materials other than grey plastic. There are a few quality question marks as well, with very few soft-touch materials found, even on top of the dash. A VW Polo this is not, but it does still feel solidly constructed and like it'll last the life of the car. The way the main controls in the center of the dash are ever so slightly angled slightly towards the driver is a nice touch, though, and you feel very much like you're sitting in the car, rather than on it. It's a refreshing feel, and one that instantly makes you feel more involved in driving it. Even the Fiesta can't offer this, with a loftier driving position that feels at odds with the driving experience. Touchscreen infotainment systems are standard across the Ibiza range, all of which are slick and easy to use. Opt for FR Excellence trim and you're treated to a super slick 8.0-inch color screen that's easy to operate, and is within easy reach of the driver. Strong seat comfort, suspension, well-controlled, impressive sound insulation. When you first set eyes on the Ibiza, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's a harsh riding car to match its sharp looks. However, SEAT Ibiza comfort has improved significantly compared with the old car, and now provides a great compromise between sportiness and comfort. We've tried the Ibiza in regular form with small alloys, higher profile tires and more basic seats, as well as a high-spec FR with sports suspension, upgraded 18-inch alloys and sports seats. We're pleased to report that comfort levels are high across the range, with few compromises made by going for the sportier version. Let's talk about the regular car first, though. SEAT Ibiza say comfort in best-selling form. The Ibiza is an accomplished performer when it comes to comfort. Despite feeling more basic inside, seat comfort impressed us with plenty of support over an extended test drive, while the combination of 16-inch alloy wheels and fatter tires meant it soaked up harsh bumps in the road very well indeed. It's firmer than something like a VW Polo or Kia Rio, but never jarring and doesn't get upset by bigger bumps. It should be a similar story for entry-level S and higher-spec Excellence trims, too. What about the FR? Even if you go for the sportier setup of FR trim, comfort levels are high. While sports suspension features, it's not noticeably firmer and still soaks up bumps admirably. Adding 18-inch wheels to the mix means it can become slightly more unsettled, but it took a series of bumps and imperfections to even suggest the Ibiza might break a sweat. The seats found in the Ibiza FR are particularly nice, with extra bolstering for greater support. They don't have a short base either, which you often find in superminis. A long journey brought no discomfort whatsoever. Is there much noise to contend with? Not at all. Three-cylinder engines have a tendency to make themselves known in the cabin when you really rev them out, but the Ibiza remains relaxed if you do this. Sure, you can hear when it reaches high revs, but it's not coarse and it doesn't upset the calm inside the cabin. It's a similar story with wind and road noise, with only slight blustering around the angular door mirrors at speed. The optional 18-inch alloys do kick up some extra road rumble at speed, with some road surfaces a contributing factor in this, too. All Ibizas come with decent haul of kit. Just steer clear of entry-level S-top spec models can be packed with gadgets. The SEAT Ibiza is much easier to navigate than something like the Ford Fiesta or Vauxhall Corsa, consisting of just 4 trim levels, S, SE, FR and Excellence. Standard SEAT Ibiza hatchback equipment things kick off with the Ibiza S, available with 15-inch steel wheels, 5.0-inch black and white touchscreen infotainment system with Bluetooth, USB port and ON connection, electric front windows and door mirrors, air conditioning, automatic headlights, front assist system with autonomous emergency braking, remote central locking, height adjustment for driver's seat. Step up to best-selling say for the following: 15-inch alloy wheels, front fog lights with cornering function, LED daytime running lights and tail lights, body-colored door handles and mirror casings, 5.0-inch color touchscreen for infotainment system, leather steering wheel, knob and handbrake, 60 hours 40 minutes split folding rear seats. The Ibiza FR builds on this with 17-inch alloy wheels, FR-specific front and rear bumpers with twin exhaust pipes and privacy glass gloss black door mirrors that fold electrically, 8.0-inch color touchscreen infotainment system with sat-nav, full link featuring Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, voice control and DAB radio, seat drive profile, switchable drive mode, sports seats and flat-bottomed steering wheel, ambient interior lighting, automatic wipers, cruise control. Top spec Ibiza excellence comes with a generous amount of kit, building on SE and FR with 16-inch alloy wheels, chrome window trim, black Alcantara upholstery, front center armrest, dual zone climate control, front and rear electric windows, keyless entry and ignition, front and rear parking sensors with reversing camera, optional SEAT Ibiza hatchback extras. A selection of different alloy wheel designs can be added to various Ibiza models, while there are some attractive metallic paint options to choose from at extra cost. An appealing option are the full LED headlamps with distinctive LED daytime running lights signature for the outside, as well as LED interior lighting to continue the theme, while different seats can be added inside, as well as a panoramic sunroof. In terms of technology, the full link system can be added to say models, but only if you also go for the navigation system, while there's an upgraded Beats sound system available on all but entry-level trims. Wireless phone charging, called the Connectivity Hub, is also available, plus it boosts phone signal in the car. This is the kind of thing to appeal to company car drivers in particular, as is cruise control. Spend a bit more money and adaptive cruise control is also available. Finally, convenient features like parking sensors and cameras can be specified, as well as storage pack which adds a variable height boot floor and drawers under the front seats. Useful things to make driving easier are also found on the options list, like the convenience pack which includes automatic lights and wipers and an auto-dimming rear view mirror. Plenty of safety equipment as standard 5 stars from Euro NCAP. Extra assistance tech can be added. Euro NCAP has awarded the SEAT Ibiza with a top 5-star rating. As standard, it comes with a suite of airbags, electronic stability control and emergency brake assist, tire pressure monitoring, hill hold control and front assist, seats named for autonomous emergency braking. There's also a multi-collision braking system which holds on the brakes in the event of a rear-end impact, while automatic warning lights flash under hard braking or an incident. Few safety extras can be added other than adaptive cruise control, so you won't be able to specify things like blind spot monitoring and lane departure warning like you can on something like the Ford Fiesta or Citroën C3. Surprisingly spacious inside the Ibiza, flexible, well-shaped boot, not the brightest interior, though the Ibiza is ever so slightly shorter than the car it replaced, but thanks to an increase in the length of the wheelbase, there's a noticeable amount of extra space in the cabin. That's also down to a wider body than the old car, as well as wider seats. There's enough space for 4 adults to fit in comfort, with a generous amount of headroom unless you're really tall. Most will be perfectly comfortable, though, however a passenger in the middle seat might feel the squeeze slightly. Best left for the kids, that one. It's easy to access due to the 5-door body style. There's decreasing demand for 3-door superminis, so the Ibiza is only available in this form, which is useful for small families regularly using the rear doors. Even opting for the sunroof doesn't eat into roof space, plus it adds some extra light into the cabin, which is very welcome, as the interior can feel quite dark. The boot is a generous 355 litres, which is more generous than almost all of its rivals. High-spec models come with a variable height boot floor as well, to add some extra flexibility. In terms of extra storage, there are big door bins, plenty of cup holders and some neat areas to store bits and bobs. It's impressive for such a small car. Folding the rear seats down is easy, expanding the overall load capacity of the Ibiza to 823 litres. The Ibiza is a compact car, so very few drivers will feel daunted by its size. On the road, it's very easy to place with good visibility, while parking is easy as well due to flat sides and plenty of windows. Parking sensors and cameras can be added to help maneuverability, but with light steering and short overhangs, it's very easy to judge the size of the Ibiza when parking in tight spots. Boot space is a very generous 355 litres, which can be expanded to 823 litres by folding the rear seats down. With the seats up, that boot space is actually more than a Mk5 VW Golf offered, which shows how much cars are growing up. It's a square and usable size, though, however the loading lip is quite high. The height can be adjusted on cars fitted with the variable boot floor, which gives a level loading area when the rear seats are folded down.